How are Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte beaches different from the rest of Florida? Well, there's a lot you need to know before coming here. Today, we take a look. Yo, I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte are neighboring coastal towns in the southwestern part of Florida. They often make it onto the best kept secret lists. It's likely that may not last long though, as Sunseeker Resort is coming to Port Charlotte soon enough. You might be asking yourselves, how have we kept ourselves a secret for so long? Well, today I'm going to tell you. But first, I'm going to tell you a little story about my youth in Punta Gorda. Not a story I am super proud of either. When I was 17, we still watched the evening news, and I can remember every spring the news would have reports of spring break happening all over Florida, except here in Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte. One night a story came on and it showed all of the partying going on, and they showed a video that was of a condo complex at night. All of these college kids were partying around it, and they were up on the balconies, and the news reporter voiceover was talking about the residents complaining about the kids urinating off the balconies. And I, in my 17-year-old head, thought, how come nothing cool like that ever happens here? Well, I'll tell you. Back then we had no great beaches, and now we don't really have any great beaches in Punta Gorda or Port Charlotte. I'll tell you what we do have in a minute, but if you're like a lot of our residents, it might be the perfect balance between getting sand on your toes and avoiding all the craziness. First, you should know Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte is really known for its fantastic boating. Many people come here because they want to dock a boat in their backyard. We are surrounded by great beaches around us, and it is a common activity to head out in your backyard, hop on your boat, and go to a beach. Here are some of the beaches around the area. We have Siesta Key and Longboat are about an hour drive north of downtown Punta Gorda. Venice Beach is north about 45 minutes. Inglewood or Minnesota Key are about 20 minutes from Port Charlotte or about 40 minutes from downtown Punta Gorda. In the south, you have Sanibel, Captiva, Fort Myers Beach, all 45 minutes to an hour away. And for many of us, that's the perfect distance. It's easy enough to get to a beach, but we don't have to deal with beachgoers all year. But what if you do want to put your toes in the sand? Well, that's actually pretty easy here. Let's start in Port Charlotte. We do have what I would call a geological beach in Port Charlotte. The water comes up to the sand. People sit there, they get tan, they play, they have fun. A fantastic park surrounds it with a tennis court, a pool, and of course a boat launch. I've even taken yoga on that beach. However, the water is brackish, meaning it's saltier than fresh water, but not true seawater. And it's brown from the tannins in the water. These tannins come from the bark and leaves from local plants and trees. The color doesn't make it unsafe for swimming, but to be truthful, it's not as appealing as swimming in the blue waters of the Gulf. Still, it's a good life living near Port Charlotte Beach Complex with your boat in your backyard. It just may not be the Florida beach you're thinking of. But remember, you could live a long time around here without seeing a drunken frat party. Over in Punta Gorda, we have sandy spots and Tiki Bars. If you just want a quiet spot to sit in the sand and look out over the water, you can go to Ponce de Leon Park. It is quite literally a sandy spot overlooking the water. People do come out and sit here, but not in the groves you see at other beaches. It's a great place to bring a book where the kids can play and have a nice afternoon. If Tiki Bars are more your style, we do have two sandy ones overlooking the water. First, there is the original TT's Tiki Bar off the 4 Point Sheraton. Sit with your toes in the sand and have a drink and a meal. Most Thursday through Saturday nights, there is live music. Often weekend nights bring fairly big, loud shows. There's also games to play if the kids get antsy. And just down the road in Fishermans Village, we have the Fisherman's Tiki Bar. Again, complete with Adirondack chairs and a full bar. You'll be nice and relaxed. You can order food here from Village Brew House. They have mellow music on some nights. If you need to relax and have a drink, this is the place. Now, many of these sandy spots weren't much back when I was 17 watching the frat boys pee off balconies on the news. 30 years later, I can honestly say it doesn't sound so cool anymore. I much prefer a nice night out at a tiki bar. If you want to know more about docking your boat behind your house in this area, check out my video on PGI boating waters and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week.